to soar through the sky. Look! Look! The lights of Mintaka are so pretty. You two should come see this.
This is new to you? I kinda had the vibe that she was the one who knew what the hell was going on around here.
Hey, look! Aren't those the mines of Aza? They're so
I
lovely.
mean, Baelheit did, not so subtly imply that he had taken care of figuring out how we managed to escape.
Once we get to Hasale, we'll be heading for Sheraton. What about you?
Don't think I haven't noticed how her dialogue box has changed to name her Millie.
Well, if you're heading for Sheraton, then I guess that's where
I'm
headed
fully
too.
prepared for the game to pull another one of those
Oh, no, you're not.
goddamn gambits where it tries to get cute with text boxes.
Now, is that any way to talk to the girl who saved your life? Anyway, I know it's not very ladylike to say this, but I'm the only daughter of a wealthy imperial family.
Agreed. Not very ladylike at all.
Do you want to hear this or not?
Gilo, let's just listen to what she has to say.
Fine.
Not suspicious at all.
I do appreciate that she has an entire custom expression just for
Sheltered girl.
sticking her tongue out and taunting
You know
Gilo.
best. The sheltered girl usually winds up running away from home, right?
Good use of resources.
So I took a page out of that book and put all I knew behind me. And that's when I stumbled across you two and your little predicament. All I want is to see the outside world. Please take me with you. You don't mind, do you?
K.
Yes, we do.
Good, that settles it. Thanks for having me along.
I mean, on one hand,
We're almost there.
Millie is absolutely,
Time sure
like,
flies when you're
also
chatting.
just radiating trustworthy vibes, but, like, that was a good response to that.
Her. Sagi.
Yeah, I sense the telltale signs of a dynamic.
Oh yeah, no, Gilo has some opinions about Millie.
She's all by herself. I bet she feels so helpless.
I'm sorry, have they brought the fish airship into harbour by means of a giant dangling meat on a bone?
Their blades.
They absolutely have.
Bricks on her, and the bricks would be helpless.
That's great.
Yeah, Gilo is not
Gilo
wrong
for saving
at
our
all.
lives. Stop grumbling, okay? Come on, Gilo.
I'm always down for good, solid party member observations. I could just play a game that was nothing but hours and hours of characters talking about what they think about other characters. You know, presuming the hand of a half-decent writer, but, you know, video games.
Anyway, I tried to buy some oil, since I did forget to grab an extra thing before I left. And, alas, it turns out we are poor.
Whoops. Should have murdered more soldiers. Well... Oh, it's the world map screen.
Yeah, we haven't seen one of those in a while.
We're at what, like an hour and a half into the game?
Like I said, unfortunately, we are immediately leaving it behind for the Great Technicolor Thorn Dungeon.
Yeah, but you know we're gonna go to whatever's on the other side of here, and then we're gonna get given a quest where we have to go back and...
I feel like it's
world map stuff.
I don't like this place. It makes me sick.
You get sick?
I've never heard of a paramachina.
Yeah,
from
good,
the city
okay?
before.
See?
Actually, Gilo's not a paramachina at all.
What? But they look the same.
Yeah, I know. Oh, wait! We never introduced ourselves. This is kind of overdue, but I'm Sagi, and that's Gilo. Oh, there's somebody else too. He lives inside my heart.
Inside your heart?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like if I was traveling with somebody
He's called the Guardian
who,
Spirit. They say
was
it's
maybe
unusual
not
for a
completely
spirit to travel through
trustworthy,
people like
I
this.
would not loudly announce that I have
Spirit,
a
huh?
spirit living in my heart. Oh god, please believe me. I'm not lying.
Legendary
You believe me?
Sure. I feel like I can trust you, Sagi. You don't look like the type that would lie. You're not lying, are you?
Great.
No, it's true. Right?
No, I'm not here.
It's okay. I believe you. So that's how you
I did really want to pick it.
Nice to meet you.
I mean, I feel like talking directly to her and saying that it was a lie
Thanks.
would, you know how this works?
Standing around.
I want to get out of this place.
Okay, okay.
It would make for one of those humor jokes.
Hey, thanks for believing me.
Huh?
And I never
I'm not
did
sure
think
what
you
it
for
says
before.
about Sagi's character and,
Thanks for
like,
bailing
his
us out
past,
there.
but I do think it's really endearing about how he's so proud to immediately introduce you as the spirit that lives in his heart, and then as soon as somebody actually believes him, he just gets all real quiet and is like, thanks for not thinking I'm lying.
All right.
Thank you
off
for
we go.
bailing me out of this socially awkward hole that's entirely of my own making. I really appreciate it. I'm normal. Well, how bad can this be?
Well, that depends on how quickly you figure out the central puzzle of this area.
I mean, I don't know about the central puzzle, but it has a familiar vibe.
See that, Gilo? Combat's a lot more
This
interesting
area
than
looks
Rios.
very, very similar to the first area in Lost Wings,
Say that again.
the Moonlight Forest or whatever it was called.
Was it a bomb shelter? A mother Polywell wouldn't flail like that if you took her baby.
Chill, Gilo.
I'm right here.
Anyway, what I meant to say was that we should give a little thought to how we fight from here on out. Come on, let's keep moving.
Why is Sagi suddenly being the diplomatic one? This is a profoundly weird vibe.
I mean, when you're trying to mediate between Millie and Gilo, who is, actively sitting there saying things like, sheltered girl, what was it, a bomb shelter? I feel like you don't really have much of a choice. You kind of have to be the mediator there.
I mean, I get it's kind of working out by default, but still. It feels extremely weird to see him in that position. And also, like, not magnificently fucking it up.
To be fair, I don't think that Millie is actually paying any attention whatsoever to what Gilo is saying. Like, she's very much here whether we like it or not.
Oh well. So what's the deal?
It's a scorpion bat thing, and it can inflict poison.
Oh, I mean, that's cool, but I meant, like, with Millie and the party. Like, what's actually going on?
I mean, she has a giant pair of clubs. It's very funny to watch her, because she just kind of... She's got some very silly attack animations.
May my blade be sharp.
I broadly really like the 3 party character models that we've seen so far. Like, they seem fun. Somebody had fun coming up with this stuff. Like, let's do some character designs. Let's have this girl with these beautiful butterfly wings and these dance moves, and she fights with these 2 gigantic clubs. But also it has the character of a sheltered noblewoman, and severely fucks up your party dynamic. I think this must be that writing thing that I keep hearing about. That keeps coming up.
You know, let no one say that this game does not start off pretty strong. So whether or not it is able to keep up that pace, we will, you know, we'll tackle that when we get there. But
yeah, I mean, there's reasons the JRPG Titans got in the position they're in, and it's not because they're bad at everything they do.
oh, Sagi, that's what you think. But Millie is ready to go beat the shit out of that thing, like, right now.
There's tension. Some of us are like, but the grinding, and then some of us are like, no, we've played Dark Souls, we know that you can just run from things.
So, we now have a problem. We need the bean that gator ate.
Yeah, I see the problem.
And, yeah, as it stands, we're basically just gonna chase it around in a circle. So we're gonna have to figure out how we could stop it.
Gonna have to deploy our thinking brains. Deep in thought here.
But unfortunately, that is too close to the loading zone.
Yeah. Video game failure.
See, if you gotta approach this from the other angle.
What we have here is a failure to video games. I must issue the game with a demerit for this.
Alright, well, we have officially murdered that gator by popping it against the spiky ball thing.
Right, yes, that's also a factor here. That was profoundly weird when you actually lay it out like that, yes. Ah, JRPG wildlife. Wow, back in the day, huh? We got a whole yesterday theme going on.
Well, clearly, we should just, like, put some new vines on it. That'll make it better.
Just casually extracting the fundamental essence of yesterday from a thing based on its name, and then just dumping it into some plant life. Yep. Yep, okay. Fine. Sure.
So, poison, as I'm sure you can guess, is a little more dangerous. Now there's not really like a defined turn that it only takes effect after.
But yeah, poison in real-time games, like, it's always either absolutely nothing or total hell. No middle ground.
I think this game does make a decent attempt at the middle ground, because, like, it ticks fairly rapidly, but it doesn't tick for a lot of damage. So,
It's good for games to make status ailments, like, actually a problem. You know, as long as they balance it right and they, you know, actually have you able to use them as well as enemies can use them. When they're really good, they'll be able to do that, and also not run into the Final Fantasy XIII problem, where all the buffs and debuffs wind up being kind of, like, generic in application. Not that I didn't appreciate 13 for actually making all the buffs and debuffs, like, actually really good, but... Man, character and mechanics is difficult. Mechanics have got to have character. Places and enemies and stuff has got to have character somehow. This stuff's really finicky and really difficult. And the best part is, you can kind of sense it when it's not done right, but you have no idea that that's what it is that you're sensing, and you're like, this game is... there's something weird about this game. Video games are weird. I feel like I could write a whole book about mechanics having character.
See, this seems like one of those problems that we could just solve by jumping over the rock with our wings.
Yeah.
But here's the rub, actually. If you can do that. If you come here before you get the second bean, Sagi will go to do that, and the guy's like, "Aw, come on, man. You won't do that to me, right?" And then, you know, he guilt trips him into actually solving the puzzle.
Bah. I mean, why can't he do that?
Now that is a question I don't think the game is prepared to answer.
Like, I'm a huge fan of any time a game is, like, able to actually think ahead and acknowledge the pragmatic objections of the player about this stuff, but you gotta bring it home. You can't half-ass that kind of thing. You can't just acknowledge it and then present something that also doesn't make any goddamn sense. No, that wastes it. It's worse. It makes it worse.
Alright, I will grant that there is a fairly plausible explanation in the sense that with the rock in the way, it would block the way back to the port, and therefore, like, carts and, you know, anything that isn't a person with wings that could just jump over it would be blocked, and I guess that's fair.
I don't know, this doesn't really have the vibe of a transit path. There's way too much walking on vines for that.
You're both so quiet.
Getting into the details of JRPG world design.
First met. When I was just a little kid, I found Gilo buried here.
Buried? This story just gets stranger and stranger. You said earlier that Gilo's not a paramachina?
Right. Paramachina are humanoid weapons created by the Empire. They can't talk or think for themselves the way Gilo can. For whatever reason, they look almost identical, though.
Huh.
Don't worry, there's absolutely a 0% chance that this is going to play into the plot later.
Hey Gilo, what were you doing buried in a place like this?
Do you think I just grabbed a shovel and buried myself? I don't remember anything from
I mean, that
before
would be a pretty
Sagi.
funny image.
But
Especially given the size of
here,
this
I
hole.
get this awful feeling. It hurts to be here. That's the only thing that's really clear.
Well, I'm a big fan of whatever kind of weird ancient precursor technology vibe that this is all building up to. Ah well, best not to think about it in any detail.
Ah, there we go. We have successfully solved the great ball puzzle, and we have made it to Hasala. We've finally gone home.